What's up, guys? John here, Titan Talk Tuesday. I'm excited because it's a special Titan Talk Tuesday. If you guys didn't see my post and didn't see the story, I got a special guest in the house today. Good friend, my man Ian Harrison. If you guys don't know who Ian Harrison is, this guy is a machine, former IFBB pro, and when you guys see the video, you guys will understand why I call him the machine. He's heading up the PCA culture here in the United States. Really, really proud to be a part of that with him. He's bringing something new and fresh, I think, to the fitness industry that the athletes are going to really, really love. So, with no further ado, I want to introduce Ian Harrison. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself, kind of where he came from, and then we'll get into some of the events. We'll talk about some of the therapies and get to some of your questions. So, Ian, let's have you take it away.
Thank you, John.
No
Thanks
problem.
for the support. My name's Ian Harrison. I competed in England, as you can probably tell from the accent. From an early age, I won the NABA Junior Mr. Universe at 19, and then turned pro at age 20, one of the youngest to do so out of England. Then I competed as a pro from 1994 to 1998, competing in the Mr. Olympia in 1995. Guest posed all over the world with some of the best bodybuilders that probably have ever walked the planet.
NASA, right?
NASA, Lee Labrada, a lot of the guys. I've guest posed with a lot of them and travelled with a lot of them. And then at 28 years old, I decided to retire. I basically got sick of the politics. Walked away from bodybuilding for a long time, and kind of got drawn back in by some of my old friends about 3 or 4 years ago. Came across the PCA by meeting Ryan Alexander, who founded the PCA in Europe, and decided that I wanted to get back involved in the sport that I loved. So I contacted Ryan Alexander. He basically put me in charge of running the PCA in the USA, which is a huge undertaking because it's a big country.
Yes.
But I'm really enjoying the challenge, and I'm loving being part of the bodybuilding again because at heart I'm a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I love. That's where my passion is, and I can relate to the athlete probably better than most can.
Oh, for sure.
So that's I'm trying to change the sport for the better. To be honest with you, I'm trying to give athletes less expense, a better experience, and chance of making money.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. I think it really is about the athlete. Obviously, without the athletes,
there's no sport, right?
There's no show, there's no
Exactly.
sport, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So, and you got to really have that passion because I mean, we were talking about earlier. You know, to be a professional per se, you know, to have a profession usually that it pays for your lifestyle or pays for your livelihood. You're a professional, right? There's a lot of pros out there. They claim the IFBB or whatever federation, whatever. I'm a pro of this, and they're working in another job or 2 jobs to kind of support that lifestyle they're in. It's more of a
sad,
hobby.
really.
Yeah, no, it's
sad. I don't think any sport should be like that, especially the sport that I love, bodybuilding. And I'm not saying bodybuilders are going to walk around millionaires,
right?
But they should be able to earn a living.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They should be able to earn a living from the sport if they're good enough.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a lot of the thing is what used to be the elite bodybuilders. It's been watered down, and that's what PCA is trying to do. We're trying to make sure that the PCA pros, the elite athletes. For starters, they don't pay a yearly fee to be a pro in PCA, right. But they've got access to actually earn money. Right. To me, a pro bodybuilder should be pretty visible that they're a pro bodybuilder. Yeah. They should look different to an amateur. Right. And that's really where we're trying to bring the sport back to that.
It should be a standout for sure. I mean, when you walk in a crowd, you're like, all right, well, that guy's, definitely
an elite athlete of some description. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And we were talking about earlier, so. On the PCA, the Titan Classic's coming up April 7th. If you haven't registered, register now, okay? But for this, we were talking, we were going to give away prize money. The PCA is going to do it for some amateurs. That doesn't mean they're pro, but they've got something to compete for. They can actually come in the contest and walk away with some money in their pocket and a trophy instead of just walking with a trophy and a qualification,
It's an expensive sport, John.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You've got all the food, you've got your supplements, you've got your tanning, you've got your entry fees and membership fees, which we're trying to limit the cost of.
The suit.
But, yeah, exactly. There's so much expense, and your family goes through it all with you.
Right.
If you've got a spouse, they're struggling with you because you're grumpy, and we just feel like there should be some kind of financial reward as well as a nice trophy, as well as a nice medal.
Absolutely.
But we're trying to make sure every athlete gets a medal, every athlete gets time on stage, every athlete gets 60-second posing routine, every athlete, not just the top 10.
Right.
Because you put all that hard work in, you should get the time on stage. It should be all about that athlete, and your family should get a chance to see you.
Yeah.
And that's because we run a through show. We don't run a pre-judging and a night show. It enables us to do that.
Yeah.
We can allow every athlete to get time on
cool
stage.
too. So even for the families, we're talking about families. You also do something for the little kids that are coming in too.
12 and under are free.
That's awesome.
And they will be for all our shows,
Right.
no matter where they are. The reason I'm doing that is because, to me, those 12-year-olds are the next bodybuilders.
Oh, yeah.
That's the next generation of athlete.
Yeah.
So I want them to get excited. I want them to see their uncle or their aunt compete, because then they're going to want to do it.
Yeah.
I know that's how it happened for me. So
yeah. Especially, you might see your dad. Your dad's your hero. He's
cool.
Like that. So, I mean, even for me, like when I was growing up, I was just telling Ian, I said the golden age of bodybuilding to me is the 80s and 90s. Those guys that came out, and he told me, it's like, to me, Schwarzenegger and all that, there was the guys. But for me, because I grew up in that era, those guys were the guys getting the big contracts from nutrition companies. You were seeing them in Flex Magazine or whatever magazine was around at that time of publication. They were earning a living doing what they were doing best, which was really awesome. And those guys had a passion, at that point, you could really see the conditioning in them. They really worked hard. They knew. I'm not saying some of the guys today aren't like that, because I've met some guys that are really, really dedicated. I've met some other guys that aren't so dedicated, and genetics played a key with them. They got around to where they need to be.
That's always been the case, though.
Yeah.
I think back in my day when I was competing, it was very competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear a lot of the camaraderie, and I love that the PCA has great camaraderie. The athletes are really good friends. I can't honestly say it was like that when I competed.
Yeah.
I'd go backstage at one of the shows and we didn't speak to each other.
Right.
We didn't fight, but not a word was said.
Right.
I was doing me, Flex was doing him, David Durth was doing him, and we were doing our own thing. And after the show, you might talk, but during the show, people look on past sometimes with rose-tinted spectacles.
Yeah.
Weren't times wonderful. Yeah, the standard of physiques were wonderful, but it was competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Elwood, the guy that runs NABA, I'd never spoke to him. I went to see to the NABA Universe 3 years ago. I'd never actually had a conversation with the guy. We got on like a house on fire. But I'd known him 15, 20 years. Yeah. But we'd never talk because we competed against each other.
Hey, I'll tell you what. So you have the video up there right now? All right, so if you guys are looking, this is Ian in 1995. I think this was the Arnold Classics is what he said. And if you can see that ESPN logo, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, you can't see this right now. We'll post this on IGTV for you guys, hopefully. But the ESPN logo, so you never see a bodybuilding competition on ESPN no more. That's how mainstream it was back then. I mean, like I said, when I was growing up, these guys were kind of the way I wanted to look to a certain extent, because I used to play with, figurines, heroes that looked like this. They had the great muscle definition. They had those legs like that. They were just superhuman to an extent. I mean, you look at the guys now and you look at, what Ian was doing there, and especially in his legs, man, his calves are just so defined. Packs wide. I mean, you just don't see this sometimes. You will see it through some of the competitors, but not all of them. Back then, I think conditioning was just...
You had to come in condition, otherwise you wouldn't place.
Yeah.
It was simple as that. I got criticised, actually. I did an interview on RX Muscle with Dave Palumbo. Chris Aceto commented that he thought I'd over-dieted my whole career.
Really?
Probably right. But if you came in even slightly off, you didn't stand a chance.
Right.
So,
that's quality. That's what it's all about, man. So if you guys haven't seen that, Titan Classic, St. Petersburg, Florida, kicking off the PCA year, April 7th. Starts at noon.
Starts at noon. Athlete registration is at 9. Athletes meeting is at 11. Show starts at noon prompt. If any athletes are out there prepping for another show right now, come and have a go at the Titan Classic. If you're in condition, you'll see what difference the PCA can offer to athletes.
It's a beautiful presentation. Titan is all about a first-class presentation, and PCA obviously brings that. That's why we're really, really happy and honored to be a part of these shows with them, because we know that they have a standard, and they're not going to lower that standard, which is great. For you athletes out there, if you guys want to be the best, right, compete everywhere. See who you can go against. Don't you guys want to compete against the best to say you are the best? Don't compete in some weak little hole against nobody and get a first. I've seen this. I've seen literally a guy go on stage by himself, right? Go on stage, win the class because he's in it by himself. Go off, go on social media, and spout out that he won the class. Like, you had no competition, dude. Like, come on. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. At least get up there, go against somebody else. If you think you're in any kind of condition, come out to the Titan Classic. I want to see you guys get on stage. We got a lot of shows, but this one's that started off. There's money involved in that. I hope some of you guys want to get some of that money and maybe get a qualification. So that was a big, big thing, guys. So that's what it is, Titan Classic. Now, we've got all kinds of PCA shows, and Titan's obviously a part of a whole bunch of different shows out there. But, guys, we will be in full effect of this. We're going to give away a lot of gear, a lot of Titan gear. We're going to be on there giving away some blood tests possibly, some amino acid injectable therapies for future. So it's not something you guys want to miss, all right? So let's see if we have any questions on here, Ian. Oh, facts. That's what I'm talking about. Excited to attend. Nice. Thank you, guys. We appreciate all the support. Looks awesome. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so how was your diet back then? We're going to go, and then we'll go to Facebook questions. They're asking, how was the diet back then? Calorie intake. So what was your calorie intake?
Calorie intake off season? I was probably taking about 6,000 or 7,000 calories a day off season.
Wow.
Pre-contest probably went down to about 3,000, 3,500.
Wow.
Spread over usually 6 to 7 meals.
Nice.
Honestly, there was no revolution with the diet. It was just strict.
Right.
You know, when you started on your diet, you stayed on it. Normally I diet 12 weeks out from a show, unless I was super heavy. But normally a 12-week prep. The first 2 weeks would just be cutting out the chocolate and the fried stuff.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Clean it up.
Just cleaning it up, and then I start counting my calories, my protein, my carbs, my fats. But basically, it'd be egg whites, oatmeal, and then chicken and rice for most of my meals, or chicken and potato. Then my last meal will be fish and avocado.
Gotcha. And you actually do still coach, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. I actually use a lot of my theories from dieting with a lot of my current athletes because there's so much conflicting information out there now. You know, there's so many experts on diet and macros, and you know, I'm not a scientist, but I'm a bodybuilder. Yeah, and I've been doing it a long time, and I know what works.
Oh yeah,
so yeah, I do work with.
You obviously can see on there, he knows what he's doing. He's been around the sport all his life. At that point, if you guys are looking for a good coach, Ian's definitely one of the good coaches I've talked to. He's got a great personality. He's very knowledgeable, and as you can see, he's done it. So he's been around the sport. He's had life after the sport, which all you guys should be looking for, longevity, because even if you're a competitor these days and you want to be Mr. Olympia, there's going to be a time where after your career, you're going to want a life. So make sure it's going to be a healthy life, and longevity is key to that life.
Absolutely.
Kids, family, I mean, come on, guys. What are we really here on this planet for? We're here for balance. Now, we do have goals that we want to achieve, and if that has to do sacrificing diet with training to get on that stage and to win, we obviously understand that. But the healthiest way possible is what you guys want to do. All right, what do we got here? Just sending some love and support. Thank you, Zito. I appreciate it. George, my man. Keep spreading the word. All right, real spouses don't struggle to sacrifice me. So Angela, her husband, a newly Titan competitor, Casey, and she supports him 100% with her family. Awesome. Yeah. He does these cardio chronicles at night, and he gets on there and just does his life. So it's really, really cool. Thank you. We appreciate it, Angela. We're going to be doing more of this. What did Edward Jackie say? What is your advice for a beginner wanting to hire a bodybuilding or figure coach? What will that person know if they are hiring somebody reputable? Good question. So Ed is actually one of the owners of Largo and Tampa Gold's Gym.
All right.
Yeah. So he's got a really good question here. So if you're a beginner, right, and you want to hire a good coach, how do you know you've hired a good coach? What are your tips?
The first thing I would try and find someone who's gone through what you're going to be going through. Okay. I don't think you can have somebody prep you for a show if they've never prepped themselves.
Right.
They have to know not just the physical, but the mental.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to tell someone to do this, this, and this, but if they don't know what's going through that person's mind, it's very hard to relate to them. So I think you need to find someone who's not necessarily won every show, but prepared and prepared correctly for multiple shows. And then hopefully they've prepared somebody else too. Yeah. And then I'd say that qualifies somebody who's a good coach. I don't think having a million Facebook followers.
We know that
there might be a good coach, but that's not the reason.
I mean, for me, guys, I think Ian said right in the head. I think a reputable coach is somebody that has been in your shoes and went through what you went through. That's why I'm not a coach, because I've never done it. I mean, I eat the lifestyle, I train, but I'm never going to get on stage and never have. So I've never pretended to be like that. So at that point, you got to find somebody that's been through your shoes, been through that walk, and knows what you're going to be dealing with. 2, I would look for somebody that has definitely taken other people to that level. And if it's a pro level you're looking for, usually like a pro's been there, he's been through a pro, and he's done other people in and made them pros. I mean, I know a lot of coaches that have done it. So at that point, you should look for something like that. 3, are they giving you the attention that you need? I know some guys, and they have coaching programs or girls, they've only did one show. They haven't even won anything, or they've won that one show. It's a little show. And at that point, they're prepping.
That'll make them an expert.
It makes it, they think they've been through it one time and they know what it is.
Yeah, that'll make them an expert.
So watch out for those people, the one-time wonders that say they're coaches and stuff like that. Not to say that they might not be knowledgeable or be a good trainer, because they can get some certifications and go through some of the knowledge. So I won't put everybody in that category, but I will say, look for somebody who's reputable, has a track record in what they're doing, and wants to show you the personal attention. If they're away or over, I know some people overseas that coach people, they do a really great job. But some people, they really just, they give you that cookie cutter diet, they give you the cookie cutter program. You're on your own. Check in with me every other week, and I'll see you then.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
how it is.
You know, I think I hear a lot of online trainers throwing out generic emails.
Yeah.
And that's not coaching. I don't think it is. I mean, but the few online clients that I have, I FaceTime them.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
No,
and I'm on them, and I'll be in my gym while they're in their gym, and I'll tell them what they're doing wrong, how to change it. I'll show them what to do. It's the next best thing to being there with them. But I don't really. I mean, obviously, if you're going to do somebody's diet, then you'll send them a diet back in an email form. But I think a lot of it now is a lot of trainers just trying to get as many clients as possible, and they can't really service all those clients personally.
Oh no.
So it gets to be they're just knocking things out.
It's a turn and burn type scenario. Doctors got to do it. So doctors do insurance and they got to see 60-something patients a day. We know in an 8-hour time span, they're going to get very, very short time with that patient. They got to turn and burn to be able to make the money. I definitely understand that side too. But just like a patient with a doctor, the client should be getting, the trainers, time, and at least the knowledge to be putting out there. So make sure you guys know the trainer's going to have some time for you guys. You're not just going to be some number that he's going to shoot you off just from some mass email. Because I've seen that too. So, and I've seen some really good guys. So I've seen some guys who don't have a lot of clients, but literally do check in every week.
That's good and bad.
If you pay them a little extra, they'll give them their personal cell phone number. You can text them, and they give you a text back.
Okay.
Unless that's add-ons. Right. So, everything in life, there's going to be some add-ons. So if you guys want more service, it's going to cost a little bit more because time is money, okay? So you guys remember that. Nothing is free in life. I promise you. All right, so what else do we have? Man, there's a lot of people that tuned in. All right, guys, let's talk about the therapy of the week real quick. So I haven't talked about any therapies. I know you guys like to hear about that. All right, therapy of the week, glutathione. So have you heard of glutathione?
I've heard of it, but I've never used it.
All right, so glutathione is a super antioxidant. They call it the mother of antioxidants. It's produced in the liver, actually. It gets depleted fast because of free radicals, sickness, toxins in the environment. So another good thing that it's good for is liver functions.
All right.
ALT and AST are liver functions, the enzymes of the liver. So usually everything you eat or take in orally goes through that filter in your liver. All the supplements, if you're taking other things that can abuse the liver, your liver function can go high. At that point, when the liver's jamming, liver functions start going high, those liver enzymes are dying. If it goes too high, you can turn yellow and get jaundice, right?
I'm aware of that.
So what I always preach to anybody that's doing this sport or anybody that just wants to make sure they're dialed in is the blood test first. And when they do get that blood test back, if those liver enzymes are high, then at that point, going on glutathione, we can put them on that for like 2 or 3 weeks, literally get them back right into the numbers.
So it rejuvenates your liver?
Rejuvenates the liver.
Wow. Back in the day, we used to live 52s.
Right. Live 52. And it's still big. And I get these guys, and that's another thing that's, it's counterfeited big time from India.
Is it now? It's from India originally, and I think like 52s.
Yeah. So that's counterfeited big time, but the glutathione's an injectable, 2 or 3 weeks, done. Another good thing for it is it boosts the immune system. So we know that when we go in the gym and we're training really hard and we get around people, we're putting stress on our bodies when we're training really hard, right? So
sounds like I need some. I better get myself on
really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really natural effect for somebody to help themselves. Boost their immune system, whether they have kids. There's some of the kids at school, and these kids come back with germs and they're getting sick. And they get their wife sick, and then they go into work, and they feel like shit, and they get all their co-workers sick. Excuse my language. Sorry, it's happened, so I don't want it to happen here again. But, immune system boosting, especially right now, is key.
Did you say it's an anti-inflammatory as well?
It's an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, yes.
Oh, wow.
So rheumatoid arthritis, my dad has that.
I do.
Yeah, so
I have psoriatic arthritis too.
It's really, really good.
Hmm.
Really good. Yeah. And natural, so that's the key. It's natural as possible. So glutathione. If you guys want any more information, you guys can call or text on that, 727-389-3220. And we'd be happy to help you out. If you guys don't know what Titan Medical Center does, and then we'll get to another question. Titan Medical Center services you guys nationwide as far as blood testing, hormone replacement therapy for males and females, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox like glutathione, and much, much more. So whatever you guys are trying to do, look better, feel better, perform better, we can help you with here at Titan Medical Center, okay? All right, so very useful information. All right, so we got any more? All right, fitting the hole and seeing my feet, that's ongoing goals. Yes, all right, so Ed said, all right, don't pay up front. All right, ground breaking medicine right here. Wow. All right, guys, so we've covered a majority of what we're going to cover today. And usually I like to keep the show to 30 minutes. What I'm going to do today is I want to go over one more thing with you guys. Since we talked about glutathione, we talked about the super antioxidant and immune system boosting. I want to introduce you guys to thymosin alpha-1, so TA1. So thymosin alpha-1 is a peptide that we use, and it's an immune modulator. So what it does is boost the immune system. This thing is actually FDA approved, and it's actually for cancer patients in melanoma stage 2 to 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it comes from our thymus gland and boosts the immune system, so it's another good one. I'm going to put that, guys, out in the newsletter this week, so look for it for next week as the therapy of the week. Thymosin alpha-1, TA1. It's an immune system modulator. It boosts the immune system better than glutathione does. So at that point, that is the go-to. All right, guys. My brother Andrew just told you guys yesterday. I'm going to make sure to contact you guys this week. Definitely call or text us, 727-389-3220. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to give away a $100 gift certificate, though. So all you guys have to do is hashtag Titan Gift to 727-389-3220. Also, hashtag Titan Gear to 727-389-3220. We'll pick winners for both. And I do want to make you guys into one more thing here. All right, so I got this question. I wanted to at least cover one question. What is low T? I think we covered last week. All right, covered last week. If I think I have low T, what do I do? So what is low T? So low T is low testosterone. Low testosterone can happen in males and females, right? So males and females both have the exact same hormones. We both have these masculine hormones. We both have these feminine hormones. So at that point, it really depends on what the range is in your body. So males are obviously going to have more masculine hormones like testosterone at a bigger range. So our range on a LabCorp, a lab test, is from 216 to 946. It's a huge range. You also have free testosterone. Free testosterone is your bioavailable testosterone. It's testosterone that you're utilizing in your body. It's utilizing it. You're getting use out of it. Now, there's two different things. So you have your reservoir, your total, and you have your free that's taking from that reservoir. So if you have a low total and a low free, you have barely anything that it's taking from, and it's barely taking anything from that. So you want to make sure both of these are optimized. Don't just look at a total. Don't just look at a free. Make sure your doctor or medical provider is looking at both, and they're giving you the right options. Another thing to look at with low T. Low T can affect you in a lot of different ways. When I talk to people about low T, they're like, no, man, I'm good in the bedroom. So at that point, listen, it's not just libido. Think about concentration. Think about fat deposits. I like the concentration part. Don't think about, oh, I'm a wizard. I'm going to get this problem right. Think about foggy thinking. So a lot of people have foggy thinking. It's on the tip of their brain, on the tip of their tongue, where they just can't come up with it all the time. That could be it. Being lethargic, poor recovery time, this could be another issue. So if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, you could possibly have low testosterone. And low testosterone can happen for a number of different reasons. It can be from a damaged pituitary. It could be from your testes just not producing any more testosterone for you anymore. It can be a lot of different things. The one thing I want to make it clear on is that there is no recharging the testicles. So at that point, producing your own testosterone, once it's already gone, it's not a good feat that you're going to be able to achieve. So we know with younger guys, if they have low testosterone, follicle stimulating hormone is one thing we look at. and luteinizing hormone. That's the pituitary. That usually brings the signal down to the testicles. It tells them to produce testosterone, and at that point, we produce it. So what they usually look at is that for younger guys. So I would say 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds. There are even some younger guys that have low testosterone for different reasons.
Right.
But at that point, that's what they usually put them on. So they usually put them on Clomid, and Clomid usually is the only FDA-approved medication that can stimulate follicle-stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. So at that point, that might be an option, but watch out for some of the negative side effects, like could be possible depression, dark thoughts, suicidal thoughts. So I want to bring those up to you. HCG is another way you could possibly bring up your testosterone levels. There's a lot of different ways and a lot of different avenues that we can go to help you. So if you guys want to learn about those, you guys can call or text. Make sure you check out Instagram, Facebook. Keep a lot to our YouTube for all the educational videos. Check out the official PCA USA. My man Ian Harrison. It's been an honor to have you. I got to train with him. We're going to release some of that video too. You guys are going to love that. He's getting down the machine. I appreciate Ian being here. And we got a lot more coming at you guys. So stay tuned for PCA and Titan Medical Center.
Thank you for your support, John.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Awesome. So guys, we're John and Ian, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. And we'll see you guys at the Titan Classic, and see you soon.